this other world they didn't speak about. I couldn't ask questions. He was very protective of they were protective about talking about death. And but when it came a holiday, there were about 100 candles they would light. Yeah, after my father died when I was 15, and I discovered these photos, I started to ask more in a more demanding way. It was difficult for my mother. I think they weren't in the culture that was able to process or talk about the losses and all the complex feelings that they had. And they weren't the only one. It was a whole generation that didn't really speak much about it. I then had the idea. My mother had given me a couple of, I mean, probably 20 years after my father died, another photograph of another daughter he had. Like she was saving it. So this whole feeling of things being present and not present, yet feeling it, not concretized, I was drawn to, and secrets. So I wanted to address my father as an adult with some skills I already had just from whatever training I had, and try to imagine what kind of dialogue I would have with him had he lived. Might have he shown me, or spoken about his children and his life with those children. And I found when I imagined it, I imagined him feeling very vulnerable. Greti and Avraham come from Czechoslovakia.
Yeah.
I mean, it's similar to from my parents, that whole Azor.
After
they went through the war, the Shoah. Here, we even have, Greti even has a number still.
Auschwitz.
My little boy used to get candy a lot from Greti.
My best friend.
Many years, since
הוא היה מחכה לי עם פרח.
גם דופק בחלון. He used to come to the window and you know.
I like children.
I put together these photographs. I didn't have that many, so I looked elsewhere because it really was stimulating and interesting, and I felt it touched on a real feeling and real ideas, and it was my protest. No, I'm not accepting it. Not only with him, also grandparents felt different stages of need of grandparents and didn't have that. And I found I'm going to bring down my grandfather, have him give a blessing to my new kids. A lot of this happened when I already started having kids myself. And, it turned out I realized at a later stage, my father actually had 5 kids. We were just myself and my sister, but he had 3 other ones. And somehow, in my life, I also have 5 kids. And I say that because it's an interesting parallel. The arts let you play in that way. You can imagine a reality that based on real feelings, but that couldn't exist. me.